What's up, guys? Welcome back to the garage. So today, guys, we are going to continue making progress on this car. I stated it at the end of the year of 2025 and also in the beginning of 2025 that I do have a lot of plans for the all-wheel drive EK. As you guys already know, we are building a motor for it. There's a lot more little upgrades that I want to do to this car once the motor is done. But the first thing we can really get started on right now is actually the rear diff. I mentioned it before in other previous videos that I've been talking with my homie Brandon. We have shit up, and what we're gonna go ahead and do is honestly swap diffs. He is supposed to be coming back down in a week or so. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do so that we can at least make progress on the car, continue content coming out, show you guys the removal of this diff, and also explain to you guys a little bit of the difference between the original, I guess really more known Civic Wagon diff that's more of a pumpkin style compared to an Intrac style, and give you guys a little bit added benefits, I guess you can say, to it, and honestly the cons to it. So let's go ahead and turn the car around, make it face the other way around, and make sure the ass is pointing inside the garage so that we can tear it apart and that way nobody can see it from the outside. But yeah, hopefully we can get this done here and I can give you guys a little bit more of an explanation on everything. So let's get to it.
Painful thoughts.
Alrighty, guys, so car is now backwards, so we're gonna go ahead and put it on jack stands right now. I'm gonna try to think, probably gonna debate putting that on 4. Sorry for the stupid glare, but we're gonna go ahead and probably put it on all 4 jack stands so that all 4 of them are off. Point is to remove all of the rear end, basically axles, take off the rear trailing arms, let them hang down, and that way we can get to the pumpkin on it itself, remove the bolts from the top and drop it all down as one. But we gotta drain the fluid that's inside of it right now, so should be pretty easy, should be fairly simple to do. So let's just go ahead and get to it, guys.
What we do here is go back.
I want to drain the oil because it's older dual pump fluid from Honda inside of it. I want to see if there's any like metal shavings in it, see if there's any metallic, just to be on the safe side, you know what I mean? Again, just trying to watch myself, make sure it's all good, and make sure that it's a good core to give Brandon, the homie. So I don't want to do him dirty or any of that stuff, you know, so I want to make sure it's all good for it being in the first place. So go ahead and drain the oil, and then pretty much remove the axle assembly and all that. Alrighty guys, so you guys seen that I removed the oil from the fluid. You guys also seen that I removed the axles from it. You guys only seen I did one side, that side. I ended up taking off the other side, so the other axle is off. So now the next step for this removing of the diff is actually a total of 8 bolts. You got 4 on the differential to the drive shaft itself. Then you got the 2 up there that mount on this bracket here. And then you got these 2. So it's a good thing that I'm doing this now because I have brand new hardware for this section and also the G development that's going up there that you're not even going to see. So we'll remove those right now, remove the 2 bolts up there, remove this, drop the diff, and we should be able to get into it. But as I stated, you know, in the past, it looks like a CRV diff, how the length of it and everything else. But you guys can see, if you guys were to see on the other side, you guys will see that it is totally different. So we'll get into that right now. Let's go ahead and continue taking off the diff, removing it 100%. That way we can pull it out and I can explain a little bit more to you guys regarding the diff section and the whole Intrac diff, and also compared to the wagon diff that everybody usually knows. This video is going to be pretty small, probably about 7 minutes, 8 minutes. I've been here for a while doing this already, so it's not that easy removing the axles from this car, just because of how custom they have to be and the difference and what you got to drop and so on and so forth. But I'm happy I'm doing this because I want to bring it to you guys' attention, show you guys a little bit, because everybody's asked about this diff and saying that it's truly a diff and that I've been lied to, and that it's a CRV diff, and it is not a CRV diff. So we'll get into that right now, guys. When you gotta use your fucking feet, bro, to jack this shit up. This shit's funny. I already took out 1 bolt, so I'm just trying to relieve pressure from this one over here, which ain't working. Let's see if I can put that back. Okay. Bro, what the hell? Man, the hell did I do wrong? That bolt's a bitch. And honestly, the struggle's been real. I've been doing this, trying to pull it out for like 10 minutes. Kind of thinking about what the hell I did wrong. I'll update you guys when I get it out, I guess. Fuck! We have enough clearance, bro. Alrighty guys, so this is the rear diff. It's out. I forgot the way I have to do it is I have to remove this damn plate completely to be able to drop the diff. And the main reason why is because when you cut the section out of the rear frame, I didn't cut it wide enough on one end where the bolts insert. So that was the first mistake that I made, is that when I did all that, I cut it and I plated it up. Basically, it's too narrow to where the bolt won't slide out, and that was the trouble that I was having. So I have to remove the top bolt, the bottom bolt. This is the top bolt that just reinforces on top with the washer spacer and locks it in. And then this one goes through the LCA, and the same thing on the other side. So just removed it and the diff came out and we were able to pull it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and pretty much put the diff on top of my welding table, and we're gonna go over it and show you guys a little bit of the difference between the wagon diff and also the CRV diff and the Intrac diff itself. I'm gonna have to put pictures because I don't have those other diffs in hand, so that way you guys can at least get a little bit of understanding on it. So let's go ahead and put the diff up there and get to it. Alrighty guys, so pretty much here you guys can see this is my Intrac diff. These come on to the 88, possibly earlier than that, 87, to like a 95 Honda Civic Wagon in Japan or the UK. It is called the Intrac diff, not a Beagle, not a wagon or four-wheel drive or whatever it is. This is an Intrac diff. The full-time all-wheel drive is the regular diff that you usually see that is shorter. It's like this far ahead. It's a small pumpkin, and that one basically is a full-time. You cannot disengage it whatsoever. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can find a picture and post it up, and you guys can see what the all-wheel drive wagon one looks like. So that right there is the wagon one, USDM and Beagle. Now the CRV diff, I'm gonna go ahead and put a picture of it so you guys can see that it's almost identical. I guess for me, in a sense, it looks identical, but it is not the same diff. And you guys can see this diff here has a lot different shape to it and a lot more accessories compared to the CRV diff. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a picture of it and so you guys can see it for a little bit. So as you guys seen, wagon diff, CRV diff. Now let's go ahead and get into the RT or the Beagle. God damn it. Let's go ahead and get into the Intrac Civic Wagon in Japan, Asia countries, and the UK. Again, this is available from, I believe it's an 87 to a 95, 96. And yes, they did make wagons in those years. They were ahead of the game and they stayed later in the game compared to us here in the States. So here you're gonna see that the Intrac diff right now is currently in four-wheel drive mode. Now you can go with two-wheel drive, switching this lever right here all the way around till it stops. There is an indentation up here or a stamp up here for two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. So you spin it all the way around back to the four, it'll lock into four-wheel drive, and then it'll spin it all the way forward and it will spin to two-wheel drive. Now you guys are going to see that the cup is not going to move, turning the front end of the diff. So I'm moving it, cup is not moving whatsoever. So advantage of the Intrac diff. Another advantage for me that was for the Intrac diff, which is why I really went with it, is that it has a built-in LSD. The Civic Wagon and the CRVs do not have LSDs factory in them. The Intrac already has one in it, which you don't have to spend money on. I mean, I don't know how hard it is to find a new one, if you can find an aftermarket one, if it's the same one as the wagon one. I don't know all that. All I know is that this one has a factory LSD one in it, and it works. As you guys seen, it works in my car. So another thing is that this has an internal viscous coupler inside. It is internal to the whole housing itself of the diff compared to being external like on the wagon. It usually has a small little piece like this where you can get it rebuilt, the disc inside of it, put heavier fluid in it, harder launches, harder grip and twisting. So that's where this one is internal instead of external, to where you got to make sure everything is lined up with the drive shaft, and you have the two different drive shafts outside of it. Where mine, yes, it is two of them where it allows the movement of it, but I don't have nothing in between those two except for the carrier bearing holding it up. And with the viscous on the wagon one, with the CRV one, you got to have two carrier bearings holding it up, and the viscous sits inside of it. So that is the added bonus for me. I just have to run carrier bearing that I get from like the drive shaft that Shaka Rob made me for this setup. So now hopefully you guys get an understanding that there is a difference between the CRV. This is not a CRV. This is an Intrac diff. Even though they look alike, they're not. And I really think that with this, it's all usually ran through a wiring on the Civic Wagon or the Intrac in Japan or the UK. It's usually controlled by a lever, which is what Brandon was trying to figure out, how to get it to work, how to wire it up to get it to work in, so we can put a button into it. That way it'll spin this inside, because I believe this housing right here in the front is what controls all this. So I don't know if he's still gonna do that or not. Reason why, life got to lifing, man. I know he has a family to take care of, and he takes care of business, but for his own pleasure. And you guys, if you guys follow him, you guys know what he does. So I'm really excited now that we got the diff out, and now we can move forward. So now you guys also seen the difference between an Intrac diff, wagon diff, and a CRV diff. Hopefully those pictures helped you understand it a little bit more, and me explaining it to the best of my capabilities. There might be shit that I explained. I tried my hardest to understand it and try to explain it to you guys, but this were the pearls, or the pros to me, and the cons basically of what goes on, right? Again, cons is that you have to come out here now manually do a 2-wheel drive to a 4-wheel drive. Mainly a con, is it? No. I mean, but for me, yeah, because I'm fat and I don't want to keep crawling on the bottom of the damn car. But that won't turn the drive shaft. That will only disengage the differential from this section back. So you still have to have all 4 wheels up there, because you can't turn this drive shaft to put it into 2-wheel drive, or thinking that, oh, it's cool, you can still spin freely, because you got to remember the transmission doesn't. It's where it disengages from in here, not the transmission section. So again, now you guys get an understanding of it visually, and me explaining it to you guys. Hopefully you guys understand it and you guys get the different concept of all 3 differentials. I've also heard of people running, which is S1 built did, the Jaguar diff. I heard those are really good. I'm thinking about going into that route, but then again, I believe you still have to run an external viscous, which I don't want to get all into all that, redoing the drive shaft, redoing all that. But that may be a possibility in the future, depending on how I really want to treat this car. But as you guys know, I don't want to treat it like shit. But again, guys, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video of part 1, removing it, explaining to you guys the Intrac diff, the benefits, you know, and what it does, what the differences were between them. And hopefully you guys look forward to part 2 of getting the new one into the car, getting it fully installed, and then we also got to pretty much get into the fuel setup on the car, because we do have the fuel slosh. I need to fix the second pump for the surge, so that way we don't have that anymore. And then we might have to send the injectors, go get them cleaned. And then I know there's an update coming up soon with the belt motor, which I'm going to take you guys with me, and hopefully we can get that, a little bit of video of that, of them assembling it, get a little bit of just what's in it, and so you guys can see what we did or what I got done to it, and give it a little bit of brief explanation to that belt motor. So with that being said, guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the support. Please comment down below, subscribe if you guys haven't, and put the bell notification so that you guys can see when I drop the next video. But yeah, with that being said, guys, catch you guys on the next one. Till next time.